Good morning, YouTube family. If you're back, welcome back. And if you're new, I hope you join our little family here. I just want to say that today is Monday, July 31st, and it is the last day for summer with the Masters. And I came at this next piece that I'm going to show you like a boss to get, I'm not rushing to finish, but I'm enjoying it so much that a big chunk of it is finished, and that is Mucha's The Moon. As you take a view of my home here, here we go. Let me bring this down. I was looking at the video that I did last, and I really thought that I was on top of some stuff. New phone, very big, and it's a learning curve for sure. I went from an Apple to an Android because the camera is so much better on the Android and the storage is so much better. Now, yeah, I've got a big chunk of this done and I'm loving it. I really am. This is the moon. We had a little bit of a discrepancy with not only with the this is not a spill here. Oh, you can't even see it. Can you? This is not a spill here. This is, I started to glue the color of the diamonds next to the numbers because I have that there for some reason. I should just leave that there. No, maybe not. Okay. I can't remember what it was anyway. Because I went to go open a package of diamonds and there were two colors in there, and I was like, oh dear God, please let there be an extra package so I can tell which color is which. And so I started to glue, as I'm using them, the color of the diamond next to the color key, and I actually like that. And you could see maybe, I don't even know how much this is going to zoom in, you could see maybe how close some of the colors are. These are two different colors, and they're kind of close. So then there was another discrepancy where when I got to the center of the canvas, this color here, I'm going to try and get right on top of it. This color here, these are actually two different symbols going up into her gown. And they are two different symbols, two different numbers, DMC numbers, but by my eye, exactly the same color. I went through a big investigation, if you were following me, where I went underneath my, here we go. I have a magnifier. I'm so tempted to call this a microscope. I don't know why. I've never worked with a microscope. I don't know. Maybe in a past life I was a scientist. I don't know. But there's such a tendency to call it a microscope all the time. And the only thing that I can see is that they're both dark blue, and that on the top of the drill, one is a square and one is a diamond. So maybe that's different manufacturers. They're I don't know. And now it'll be really interesting if when you hang it, if there is like this like very slight difference in color. So I am keeping the 823 to 823. I'm keeping the 939 to 939, even though they are identical to my eye, and I've looked at them under all different lights: sunlight, bright light, reading light, blue light, and they never shift in color. So with today being the end of summer with the Masters, I just wanted to give you guys a glimpse here of how far I've gotten, and also impressed with myself because I started this on July the 27th. And I had a pretty full weekend. You know, went out, went swimming, went bowling. My husband's home, spent time with him. So it really was just sitting down at maybe an hour at a time. But because there is so much, what do you call it? Color blocking. My coffee is sitting on the other end of the table. I really got to get it in my head. because there's so much color blocking, it is just moving along. I'm really not sectioning off because it seems as though the colors that are on this side are also on this side, and so it's real easy. It's not a wide canvas. I think it's like 15 inches. I love using my arm, elbow to hand is, how wide it is, but it is long. It is long. So I'm gonna do one more scan of this because I just think that she's beautiful. And here she is. Oh my gosh, isn't she gorgeous? I just love her. I just love her. I can't wait until she's done. Okay, so we're back to putting in the Aurora Borealis because I just might edit out that whole other section. Hopefully you guys can see this. And my husband's a little pissed that I'm not out on a walk with him right now because I just wanted, it's Monday, and she's got a way of sharpening her claws, right? And my son is also home today, and he may be popping in. Gonna get a little wax. And John's home today, and when John's home, he has 1,000,001 things that he wants to do. And I really just wanted to say goodbye to Summer with the Masters and let Katie and Michael, Katie's from Diamonds and Washi, and Michael is, Anthony from Single and Placing know how much fun I had being a part of this, what'd you call it? I guess, I'm so used to when I have a special class calling it a workshop. So, just being a part of this, and now I'm going to do drills and chills, and I have 2 drills and chills. I have 2 scenes. That one is from Diamond Art Company, and the other one was a little perplexing to me, and I think I talked about it earlier, and so when I do the unboxing, we'll talk about it then. But it was really, I love the little scene. It's out of my comfort zone too, to do this type of scene. I'm usually like with the high art, with the the Mucha and the Van Gogh, and I have Sylvia Strick's Winter Fox, and I just got her a second piece that is designed by her, which just encompasses a lot of who I am. It hasn't come yet. I am just on edge. I love her artwork. It's kind of like the same type of things that I draw. So I love these whimsical, not so much fairy or mystical, but whimsical faces. And I'm a huge fan of Jane Davenport, who does, oh my gosh, if you don't know who she is, you need to check her out. If you like that kind of whimsy girls, and she's got amazing workshops on her website. I think she does a lot now on Facebook. I think she kind of took a break from YouTube. I don't really see her on YouTube as much as I used to. But she's got, I love her whimsical girls. I think that Diamond Art Club has Tamara Art, and I know that her and Tamara are pretty good friends, and they have similar, you can tell the difference, but they have similar whimsy girls that I think Tamara has one on Diamond Art Club that is a mermaid, and I have been trying to purchase it, but of course it's always sold out. I think Diamond Art Club did this huge drop. It was like, oh, this is back in stock, and we have 8 new ones, and then I think like last night they dropped like 50 new kits. I was like, do I need this? Oh my god, I don't need this, because this is getting to be. I want to I don't like having things laying around. So I have enough art to work on with the two um, drills and chills. If I can get one done each month, that'd be great. But I think drills and chills is maybe only a month, maybe September. Because there's Katie over at Diamonds and Washi was also talking about ABs in August. And I have to, I was busy doing my own thing this weekend. I have to see what that's all about, because this has 5 ABs in it. And if it's like a work of that you've already started, kind of like Summer with the Masters, if it's a work that you've already started and it has like a certain amount of AB, I'll just continue on with this. I'll do ABs in August, and I'll do, drills and chills is in September, but a lot of unboxing is going on these days. Need the coffee. 1 second. Oh my gosh, that's hot. I made this like an hour ago. I don't like these thermoses. My husband loves them, but then again, he's in a truck, and so he loves running around. Is that going to be an edit? Do you know, guys? Do you know what I need? I need a blooper reel. I'm just going to, all these things, they end up on the cutting room floor, as they say in Hollywood. I really need just to have a blooper reel. You wouldn't believe the things that happen. In the last video that I was editing, this thing fell. The magnifying light fell. And you hear this ungodly scream coming from me that it sounded like it came out of a horror movie. And I'm editing that out. If the scream wasn't so death-defying, I would have left it in, because I was just like, oh my God. Clumsy. I didn't know I was clumsy until I started to film myself, and then I started to see how clumsy I am. I was watching this show called, because I was a makeup artist back in the day, and loved it, of course. I was a makeup artist for Borghese, and I had my own line at one time, which was not fun. I had it too young, and I should have just continued to follow the masters. But, I've always been very eager, and always wanted to be self-employed and on my own. But I was watching this, oh my gosh, I can't remember the name. Is it called Make It Up or something? Or am I making that up? But it's a reality show where makeup artists compete. And I gotta tell you, I learned all this stuff when I went for my license, how to do theatrical work and how to restore art. It's not unusual for an artist to refer to a makeup artist to say, I'm restoring a piece from this century, and can you give me some idea of, what the fashion was like? And I did all that. I really just I didn't enjoy having to make up characters, or I didn't, because I'm a huge fan of taking care of your skin, and a lot of the stuff that goes on your face when you are in costume, a lot of the stuff that we have to put on your face to adhere, certain prosthetics and stuff, I could just never get behind that. But but I was watching these kids, and they were competing, and they're under such pressure to get whatever the assignment is completed. And this one girl was saying that she kept saying, I have a disability. And I was like, what is her disability? She's amazing. She's so creative, and even getting up before filming and to do her own makeup, which was always like, she would wear these cute little elf ears and have just this mystical, magical makeup on. I'm thinking, I don't see where this woman is disabled, unless it's just not something that you can see. Is she, suffering from anxiety or, um, you know, stress, but it was something called dyspraxia, and I thought, okay, well, now I need to look this up. I need to know what this is, and basically it's being clumsy. Back in the day, and I'm sure, growing up, a doctor may have said, your child's clumsy, and, probably wrote in his chart dyspraxia, but it was the first time I heard of it. And I was like, oh, I have that. I have dyspraxia. It's literally, when I looked it up, it was called clumsy child syndrome. Okay? All right. Is this broken? No. I was like, oh, I have that. I'm clumsy. Oh gosh, I love to bake too. I made Paula Deen's Not Your Mama's banana pudding, and my cousin, oh gosh, he loves my cupcakes, and he was like, oh, you're gonna make cupcakes? I'm like, no, I'm making this chessman cookie banana, Not Your Mama's banana pudding. Is that an R? That's an R. They went and put the R's and the 8's right next to each other, because they can. And it was beautiful. It had all the chessman cookies on the top, and the underneath has the banana pudding and another layer of chessman cookies. And it was just gorgeous with the bananas. And I hit the wall. Don't even ask me how I did it. And banana pudding went everywhere. Everywhere. It was everywhere. Thank God it was my house, because I would have been really embarrassed if I did this in someone else's home. I was on the floor. I had a really nice outfit on, and I was on the floor covered in banana pudding, and all I could do was laugh. I mean, really, because it was my home. I was laughing. If it was in somebody else's home, I would have been mortified, but that's me. So I should really have a blooper reel. Oh my gosh. I can't get this coffee in my head. I don't know why I put it in this thermos. I did because my husband's home. That's why I did it. I did because John's home. I put his coffee in a thermos, and I pulled out a thermos. And it's so hot. But if I didn't have it in the thermos right now, I have a fan overhead, it would be cold, and then I would be complaining about, oh, I made myself a cup of coffee and I didn't get any of it in my head. I did a lot of, well, other than talking about my personal life in my last video that I edited to death, I did a lot of talking about a new channel that I found, Megan's Diamond Painting. And I wonder what she's up to. I haven't had a minute to check in on any of my channels that I watch, which is good, but I love having YouTube on. I just recently canceled my cable because I don't use it. I'm paying $200 and something for cable. Are you kidding me? And I have YouTube on constantly. I love listening to a lecture. I love listening to a bedtime story. I love listening to interviews. I'm like, why am I paying for cable? And there are some good shows on television. My husband and I have Apple TV, are hooked. If you are not, I'm not going to spoil anything because I don't like when people do that. If you have not checked it out yet, oh my goodness, Hijacked. We are literally, the two of us are on the end of our seats. I'm up, I'm pacing the floor. He's like, oh my God, who wrote this? He's a big reader, and he loves mystery and suspense and philosophy. And I was really amazed that when we started dating, my husband said, can I read to you? And I was like, can you read to me? And he's like, yeah, I have a book. I read it when I was a child, and I really think that you would enjoy it, but I read it all the time Would you mind if I read it to you? And my husband has a great voice. Oh gosh, he should really be reading for Audible, because he not only reads the story, but he does it in character, and he's just fascinating to me. And he read me Flowers for Algernon. That was the first book that he read to me, and I loved it. And then he read me The Reincarnation of Peter Proud, which he said, I read this book. My husband's been reading probably since he learned how to read, and he read The Reincarnation of Peter Proud when he was a young boy, and I was like, I cannot believe that you read something like this. It's kind of for a young boy, I would think, but that it was like material that needed some explanation to it, but he just always loved to read, and so we're just spellbound with Hijack. Oh, I really have to see who wrote this, and because they did an excellent for a series that's an hour long. There is just one twist and turn after the other. It is so good. And then, of course, we're also on the Taylor Sheridan bandwagon, and I just started his new one on Paramount called Lioness, Special Ops. And I love her. I watched the first episode because I love a strong woman that can kick ass. Bring the heat, from whether it's Lioness or it's Melissa McCarthy. Am I relating her to Paul? See, I'm a murderer. Melissa McCarthy, in the heat. Oh my gosh, I can have that movie on. Just keep it going on a roll. That and Bridesmaids, and last night I actually had Tammy on. And we also like the one that she does with Jason Bateman. Who doesn't love Jason Bateman? Oh my gosh. I've had a crush on him since I was a kid. So cute, intelligent, cute. He was so good in Ozark. But I have to get back to that one too. I think I only got up to season 2. I fall in and out of these times that I'm watching television, but I have to get back to that one also. That was a good one. And so I got rid of my cable. I'm like, hey, I could pay for the app, get it streamed, and I love my Apple television. I subscribe to that too. And got rid of my cable and saving what, $235 a month for cable. Can you believe it? Ugh. And I'm still buying, streaming and that's just like, oh well, the $235, you have to buy HBO separately and this one separately, and I'm like, I'm over it. I'm so over it. And when my husband called to cancel, they were like, oh, is there anything we can do to make it right? And he's like, no. Oh, but you've been a customer of ours since like 2008. And he said, you know what? You never offered me anything for all the years that I was a customer. It's always new customers only, and you can keep your cable. I don't want you anyway. And we really don't. We're over the news. I can get better news on YouTube than I can. I can't stand these people on television that are they're not reporters, they're not journalists anymore, they're gone. Journalists report the news. They don't give me their opinion. I don't want your opinion. I don't need you to try and, I'm too smart to have someone tell me what I should think. So I'm over that too. And I just think that that's the way the tide is turning these days, and it's been like this for a long time. I think even in the time of my parents, there were news reporters that we felt were journalists, and they really were not. They were bending what was being, what was really happening for political agenda. Who needs it? I'm happy here in my YouTube world. And lot of things are just, my friends are all running to see. Oh, I can't remember. And I love Jim Caviezel, but I love Jim Caviezel in Passion of the Christ, and I love Jim Caviezel in a beautiful movie called Bella. That's a wonderful movie, and I know that he's a very spiritual man and very deeply faithful, and it's a beautiful thing. But I can't handle that subject matter. And I don't care when my girlfriend was like, well, cinema. I don't care. I know it's there. I don't need somebody to make a movie about it. I know it's there. And now there's and what's being taken away from the movie is how people are not supporting it, or, movie theaters, that people are filming people that work for the movie theater that are encouraging people not to see the movie. What is that about? Oh my God, mind your business. Sell me a ticket, that's all you gotta do. Who asked for your opinion? I don't know. My husband tells me all the time, you need to calm down. You're too much of you got that Italian blood in you. I'm like, no, I have Sicilian blood in me. That's the difference. Italians make fun of Sicilians, and Sicilians make fun of Italians. Like, yes, I'm Italian, but I'm my own Italian. I'm Sicilian. That's fine by me. And I'm all Sicilian. There's no nicks in me. I'm all Sicilian. I used to love to hear my aunt, who just turned 99 this week. 99. She can run circles around me. I'm not kidding you. People say, oh yeah, my aunt, my mother, my aunt, one day they were digging up her street in South Philly. They were putting all new water lines in, and I was like, oh, I have to go check my aunt, because she likes to walk down to the rec center, the senior center. And I'm like, I have to go check my aunt, make sure she's okay. And with this, her street being all torn up, and see if I was bringing her. She eats potato chips every single night. She won't be able to go to sleep if she doesn't have potato chips, and it runs in the family, because I'll diet. I'll do whatever you tell me to do, but don't take away my potato chips. So I roll up to her house. I have her potato chips. And what is she doing? This woman, 97 at the time, know what she's doing? She's outside with broom and a pincel in her mouth, and she's sweeping. I'm like, Aunt Mary, what are you doing? The dust. They're digging up the street. You're going to have dust for a while. Oh, my God. But I could always lure her inside with food. If I didn't have food on me, she would have never came in. She would have kept on cleaning. And yesterday was Sunday, and I had a McDonald's. I hadn't had it in a long time. We were looking for somewhere to get coffee, and we were having our own problems in our own neighborhood trying to get coffee. And John said, he knows I'm fussy with my coffee. He's like, listen, I'll take anywhere you want to go, but I'm just going to go to McDonald's. I know you're a fuss spot. I was like, no, I like McDonald's coffee. They serve Newman coffee. Paul Newman. And as soon as we rolled up to the window, I have memories of me taking a big breakfast to my aunt. She used to love to have big breakfast. And I didn't get the big breakfast, but I did get the pancakes. And hey, it's Sunday. We need pancakes. Am I on the wrong one? Nope, that's an 8. The 8s and the R's are driving me nuts next to each other. So John was like, what's a big breakfast? I'm like, oh, it's pancakes, sausage. Because he knows my aunt. She's a little woman, tiny. She's been 114 pounds her whole life. I know, because I used to take her to the doctors. I'm like, it's 3 pancakes, sausage, hash browns, a muffin, a biscuit, and I'm forgetting something. Because yesterday I forgot the hash browns. pancakes. Oh, and eggs. And eggs. And she would eat the whole thing. She sits down in the chair, her feet don't even touch the floor. She would eat the whole thing. So yeah, she was 99. 99! Oh my gosh. God bless her. My grandfather did turn 100. My step-grandfather. So they knew good genes. You know, I have to say my grandparents knew that you had to keep busy. And they still live, you know, like they you know, I guess most people do. They don't really, I think that we do, like, you know, with technology, I really don't think that you have much of a choice, but they just remained, like, my aunt still had the TV with the rabbit ears on the top. I'm like, Aunt Mary, you gotta get rid of this TV. It does not work. And you keep kicking it and hitting it. It's not. And so she was happy in her kitchen with her AM radio. I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm going to get her a TV that looks like an old-fashioned TV, but really has all the stuff that she needs, you know, to watch television. And, of course, what do you think she watched? Come on. You know this one. It's easy. She watched MeTV. She watched all the old programs. But I was happy that I could give her that and, you know, and have her get a laugh still out of all her old programs. You know, gosh, I miss the old. I miss the old stuff too. You could still watch it, of course. I love to watch Carol Burnett, and I love to watch Alfred Hitchcock Presents and The Twilight Zone and all those old shows. Still watching like Andy Griffith and just so simple, you know, so simple. And so I think before the hubby comes crashing through the door and is like, come on, you promised me now we're going to do yoga. I went for my walk by myself. I think I'm going to take a break here, and I think I'm going to look up. Let me just tape that down. That rattling makes me nuts. I think I'm going to look up the ABs in August and see what that's about, because if I can use this, I most certainly will. And I'm going to look up Drills and Chills, and this week I'm going to give you that information, of course, and then I'm going to unbox the two that I have. And yeah, diamond painting fun. That's what's happening this week. So if you are new here and you hung around, thank you. And if you've been with me a while, it's like, oh, she's as goofy as ever. So have fun today. It is Monday. August is tomorrow. Oh my gosh, the summer is just flying by, isn't it? It just, and you know, we're already doing like Halloween stuff. You know, this is the first time that having Halloween stuff out didn't bug me because I knew I was making a video about Halloween. So anyway, create something beautiful, right? Create a beautiful life. And I will see you soon. Thanks for hanging. Bye.